Hopefully that's all working. It is. It's magic. Welcome in, welcome in. We're going to be doing a bit of a shorter stream today. I'm actually still tired from the weekend, to be completely honest with you guys. We had a lot of racing that we did on Sunday. Kept me exhausted. I did play a bit of ACC yesterday, which was good fun. Got my lap time down a little bit. Haven't told anyone about that just yet, because I want to improve it further today. But like I said, we're going to keep things short today. It's going to be, like I said, a shorter stream. I'm going to be talking about a few things, right? So stick around for the talking about things. I won't tell you exactly what those are just this moment, but I will tell you guys soon. So, like I said, I hope you guys have had a fantastic weekend. We had a great race on Sunday, and lots of announcements, lots of stuff happening. End of Formula One happened as well, with all the bits and bobs around that, which is pretty epic, I have to admit. And of course, a bit of a tearjerker as well. You know, we had Vettel, we had Ricciardo, both of them gone. So that is pretty tough, I've got to be honest, to kind of suck it up. And yeah, I think Seb really spoke really well at the end of his interview with Jenson Button. I don't know if Jenson Button is necessarily the best interviewer ever. I think he does okay, but I don't think he's necessarily the best interviewer. But Seb was able to take over and fix it a little bit and just be able to talk. So yeah, really good to hear that from Seb. And there's a few like awkward interview moments with like Norris and a few others where Vettel was essentially just standing right there, just like listening to them talk about him. It was a little bit awkward, but entertaining nonetheless. And all the drivers hold such respect for Seb. So yeah, really gonna miss the guy on the grid. I gotta be honest with you, gonna miss the guy quite a lot. But it was a pretty decent race at the end of the day. Perez and Red Bull and their strategy just didn't work out. So, you know, Ferrari have been saving up good luck energy and pit strategy energy this whole season without using it, and they've just all released it all in that one moment at Abu Dhabi. It was probably the best strategy call they made all season, was to leave Leclerc out. It worked, and they did well, and Leclerc drove really well. Yo, Revs, dude, how's it going, mate? What's been going on? How you been finding things on ACC? And how's the rest of your weekend, mate? How's your Monday? Speaking of which, I am going to connect to this pretty soon. But the music's kind of soothing. It's kind of nice. I think it's just ending, ironically. So on that note, we'll jump over to here, and we're going to hang out. We're just going to be doing some laps and talking today. That's all I want to do. I just want to do some laps, and I want to do some talking. And that's pretty much the whole schedule today. So yeah, we're going to jump onto the competition server. I have made the announcement now about the Endurance Season 1. So if you guys haven't seen that, make sure you jump in the Discord. All 4 races announced at the beginning of the season, so we know where we're going, know what we're doing. I'll have more race-specific information coming out soon for Race 1, and then the following week for the rest of the races, all the way through to the close of the season and the close of the year, essentially, which is what we're aiming for, what we're heading towards rapidly. And like I said, there's going to be a bunch of schedule changes, a bunch of stuff going on. We got some, like, it's a crazy week this week of events. We've got our endurance season starting. We've got the GT World Series happening at 4 a.m. New Zealand time. Thank you, Monaco. Thank you, Time Zones. Thank you, Kaz. We've also got a Gran Turismo 7 patch, probably the biggest patch since its release earlier this year. So that's going to be a big one and quite an important one for us to follow. So I will be following that on Thursday. So we'll have a stream on Thursday. And we're going to cover off all of the news information, what's going on. And of course, you know, about 12 to 24 hours after that Thursday release, the GT World Series will start. So I was thinking for next Monday's stream, what we're probably going to do is do a GT World Series rewatch/watch along, because to be completely honest with you, I'm not going to be getting up at 4 a.m. to watch these live, even though I'd like to. Instead, I think I might just chunk it all into like a review and just go through parts that I found exciting on the day and do that as like a Monday stream. So Monday stream is just like that plus some ACC or that plus a little bit GT7. It really depends on what comes out with this patched, I gotta be honest, because if they introduced a new circuit, that means new circuit experience, that means I need to re-gold it all, which I'm keen to do if there's new tracks, if there's new menu books, etc. So it'll be a real mix towards the end of the year of ACC laps and getting better at this, and covering off the GT7 content that's coming throughout the next 5 to 6 weeks. So going to be quite interesting, to be honest. Packed in. It's really packed in. They've packed it all into the end of the year. Everything's happening at once, which is really great. It's good. You know, lots of content, but it's pretty busy to be part of that content generation engine now. But nonetheless, we are going to jump into some ACC today. I'm going to try and tune the setup more. Now, I have the one thing that I do really want to talk about today is this beauty here. This, you can see, rather broken little beauty. I decided to take a bit of an index of what wasn't so great on the controller. And it kind of came out a little bit worse than I thought. I think I'd been getting used to a lot of the problems and adjusting to those problems as opposed to noting them as problems and then fixing them, which is hilarious, but I think it's had some possible rather large impact on some of my driving, certainly since the brake pedal really started to fuck up. So I'm just aware that I'm not going to get the max out of the gear right now. I'm just not. The wheel is actually coming loose. So look, let me list it off. The wheel is coming loose. The shifters in here are incredibly loose, so they've been absolutely brutalized. To get an effective, like a fully effective shift, what you're supposed to, I now have to push it in quite a lot there on each of these, and I think that's just continuing to break it. So the wheel itself has taken a beating, and it's not in great shape. The base itself is totally fine. The other major problems are with the pedals, right? So you can see them that way-ish direction on the other side of the screen. So I've had a little look inside the brake pedals and the accelerator pedals. All I'll say is that there's a little bit more wrong with it than just the sensors. The reason the brake... if I just show you, if you just look over on the cam now, just look over there on the cam. That is the wheel. That is fully depressed. Okay, that is supposed to be 100% brakes, right? Okay, that completely off, 100% brakes based on where I can feel it. This is where I have to brake to get 100%. It's about a centimeter past that. And what I discovered, it's not just the sensor. The sensor is not great. I'll be honest, it's not in great shape. The real problem is that the bracket for it is actually started to bend. So that is a little bit more significant than just replace it with replace the sensors. The unit itself is not in great shape. I have to admit, it was shipped across the world in a random, very unsealed, poorly shielded container. It's taken a beating. I've had it for a few years now. I never really thrashed it until this year, but after having thrashed it through the learning process in GT7 and everything else, I just, it's not held up, unfortunately. Which is gutting, because there's a little bit of a deadline involved here. We've got a season starting. We've got races coming up. I've got streams to do. I can't be sort of, with flickering throttle and bad brake. The brake one is not solvable with a sensor. The accelerator one I think is, because the bracket for the accelerator is okay. Revs, you need Santa to visit this year. Yes, absolutely. I had been kind of preempting Santa a little bit, so since getting the rig and everything here, I have been putting a bit of money aside for, longer term, getting a new wheel, not necessarily, something fancy, but just something. So I am tossing up now between a couple of options. I could get all the parts to get this G29 repaired. I think with where those parts are coming from, it's going to take 4 weeks to get here, which is just I've got enough racing that I care about, like the series that I'm running, and just wanting to make progress, etc., that I don't think waiting 4 weeks is going to be a great situation with a brake pedal and brake that are going to deteriorate from here. So the other option is to maybe buy a new one. Now, I've had a look at Revs. Thank you for the link to the G27 setup and bundle there. I appreciate that a lot. Probably not what I'm going to go for in the end of the day. Like, I think, when I've got enough in the kitty there to buy something a little better than that, which is good. So I've been looking at the 923, G923, looking at the Thrustmasters. Obviously, Thrustmasters got that new DD wheel, but no way in heck I'm going to be able to get one of those on order. There's just they're going to fly out of the door, I suspect. The other option is maybe Logitech Pro. We'll just see. So I've got some options here, and again, like I said, I've got a little bit of flexibility in terms of money because I have been putting some aside. So I will make a decision, but I think I'm leaning towards just getting a new setup, getting a new wheel and pedals. But like I said, I'm thinking about it, so we'll see. They have heaps on the site. They have it all. Yeah, I was did a little bit of a scroll there, and then they're not unreasonably priced either. They're not they're quite well priced as well for bundles. So it's definitely an option. It's definitely an option. Like I said, I'm not one of those guys that's going to go and like either blow too much money or not spend enough. I want to get something that's decent but doesn't break the bank. You know, I've gone out on a limb this year and got myself a rig and things like that, and obviously none of that's cheap. I'm very fortunate in that I have a great job, so who knows? There's some options there, but I need to make a decision pretty soon. So more on that a little bit later. I've had a good think about it already since Sunday's stream, where it really kind of became evident that it was a regular problem. Like yesterday, I was ill, and I definitely did not feel like streaming, unfortunately. I feel a bit better today, which is good. But I did do some laps in ACC later on in the day, and I got to be honest, that's when I noticed the brake. And I got to show you guys this. So take a quick look at this, guys. I'm just going to sit here. So this is just watch the brake pedal on the side over up there. Watch the brake pedal up there, and then watch the down there. Watch the brake input. So that is me pushing down all the way. So that is at best 60% braking. Right? Now, if I absolutely put my foot through the pedal, I can get it to 100%. But that is when I put the brake, I'm actually been braking around there. I haven't been braking at full. So that's why I had to brake so early. That's why sometimes it seemed like I could brake a lot later. When I was a bit more nervous about the corner, I'd really slam it down and get 100%. But if I wasn't 100% into that lap, it might have only been 90 or 80%. Now, in addition to that, the fact that the throttle is starting to flicker. I'm not sure if it'll show it here because it is. Oh, there we go. A little bit of a flicker there. Oh, there you go. Little flicker. So it's not all the time. Like it's not. Oh, there we go. Another one. There's a particular position. Yeah, there. It's like a weight thing. When it's at full extension, there's a weight thing, and it will flicker. So, unfortunately, quite a lot of problems. So I'm taking the stance right now of don't worry about it. Don't worry about the lap times because you're going to need to get the gear fixed before you're really going to make any effective progress. I'm sure Beaver will be feeling a little bit gutted as well because he's had a similar issue. But we'll just see. Anyway, enough about that. Revs, mate, how are you doing, dude? And how are you feeling in ACC at this point? Still feeling good? I think you're the only one on stream as well. So I've been talking to an empty room other than you, Revs, which by my standard is a full room. Even a one-on-one conversation. You're trying all the cars. Ah, okay, right. Yeah, what were you... Wait, you were in the Lambo originally, though, weren't you? So what's the next car for you to check out? Like I said, today we're just taking a chill stream today. I'm going to do a few laps, have a bit of fun. Talk about what's coming up. I still got tons to talk about, which I will get to eventually. I might put some music on, just so we have something to chill to. Let's see. I better play something that's stream safe. That way people can actually actually rewatch the channel. Does help a little bit. Let's see. Oh, screw it. Let's go to our usual jazzy numbers. If you guys want something different in terms of the music, just let me know. Too easy. Yeah, this is the 2019 car. You were in the 2018. Oh, right. I see. Okay. You have unlocked a few cars. Not sure how. Yeah, the selection screen's a bit weird. You get to select a year up the top, right? So I'm not sure if it's necessarily that you've unlocked something. Maybe it is. Sorry, Revs. You're asking the wrong person. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. All right, let's get this little baby started. You are unfortunately asking the wrong person. I have absolutely no idea. I was messing with the settings of the controller as well, and it should be a lot quieter now. Yeah, we're all learning exactly, yeah. I will make a quick note on one particular person on a controller. Controller does have a few very, very zealous settings, like steering assist. I have no idea if Namers is using them. I honestly, I want to say I don't think he is, because the guy is just quick. He's a bit of an alien, even though he doesn't admit it. Why is my ABS so high? What the hell? I was also figuring out yesterday about the tire pressures. I need to get them in. Once I'm a lap or two in, they need to be at sort of 27.5 psi. There's tons to learn around that. And also, I was looking at the power band for the McLaren. And yeah, I have to be a little bit more careful about where I'm upshifting and downshifting. There's a lot, man, there's just so much to process in that, eh? Goes back to old settings every time you come back into the room, does it? Ugh. I've got a lot of problems with oversteer. I got big problems with oversteer. That means my setup's going to be all wonky, isn't it? All right, need to go and put the setup back on. Did feel more understeery than usual. The torque settings, you reckon? Just for my information, Revs, why do you say that? What's the thing that you saw that makes you think torque settings? Because I need to learn how to like detect what it is as well. I just had no idea. Happens to you as well? Yeah, I mean, when I have the, I mean, this one, oh, I'll show you this. Ooh, hold on. Did that even fucking do anything? There we go. And by that, do you mean like the ECU map setting? Or what setting do you mean, Revs? Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, sorry. Yeah, I have like that lightning fast one you saw there. I do have one from YouTube, but it was an absolute piece of junk. I couldn't even keep the car straight. Like, downshifting would spin the car. Braking would, with any kind of turn, would spin the car. Accelerating out was a nightmare. For the grip setting, what do you mean by the grip? But do you mean by grip setting, what do you mean, though? Do you mean the tire settings? Or mechanical grip? These ones I've mucked around with a bit. I've seen what people do with them on the McLaren here. But I needed to sort of muck around with them a bit more. Okay, yeah, these ones, yeah. Yeah, because this is quite important. This is about the suspension, so how much your wheels are hitting the ground. It's a bit weird with the McLaren because it's already really low to the ground, and I'm already reducing that further with some of this. But like I said, it was tweaks and tweaks and tweaks. I might even give up on this Mark II setup at some point because I don't think I've gone in the right direction. Like I might just go back to like safe or aggressive and then tweak from there. And I tried that on Monday and it kind of worked. I want to say it kind of worked, but not as successfully as I would want it to. But, you know, part of that is learning as well, right? So There's still learning I need to do about how it all works together. But the other thing as well is that I'm not 100% sure if I've got the wheel settings right, and then you combine that with some broken pedals, and you're in trouble land. Yeah, honestly, it's pretty overwhelming, Revs? Like, I don't know half of the stuff, what it does, let alone how to tune it. Should warm the tires up. Need a specialist, yeah. Well, here's the funny thing. One of my cousins, he's actually an engineer on the, occasionally doing work on the Endurance GT3 series cars. Real ones, by the way, here in New Zealand. The ones that I went and saw at Ruapuna earlier on this year. A couple of those have been handled by my cousin. So I'm getting a pretty massive dump at the moment of knowledge from him, because he's pretty keen to lay on some knowledge. Mostly it's about engine and things like that, so it's not necessarily relevant to set up here, but I feel like I'm going to digest some really good information from him. So the setup now feels good. Like this is the setup that felt the best for me. I've still got a bit of an understeer oversteer problem, but it's a little bit less pronounced. I can control it a bit better. I did a 132.3 or 2 on this setup. AMG is really bad for over-under. Oh, is it? Oh, dear. Yeah, I can't see myself driving the AMG anytime soon. I'm one of those guys, it's like McLaren or nothing. You know, for the forlorn hope of getting picked up by McLaren Shadow via their esports team. Bloody hell. Porsche was nice as well. Okay. But I also think I'm getting back into some bad habits of my old driving in GT7 as well. So it's just there's learning coming from about 15 different directions, and it's very difficult to kind of parse where the change is happening or where it needs to happen. So I have to admit, I am having some serious struggles with that. Well, I couldn't agree more. You have to run your favorite car. I mean, look, this is as much about immersion as it is, you know, getting that racing feeling in for me as well, so get on it. Shit on it. I need to get, I need to sort out that accelerator there. we need races to bring up my safety rating. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. So it's the actual races, like even if you do it versus the AI, that actually do it, eh? Good evening, Scotty, mate. How are you doing, bro? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did I just... What? Hold the phone. Hold the phone. We just did a 31.9. Holy crap. Holy crap, what a lap. Crikey, okay. Yeah, I'm glad you're doing well, Scotty. I've just went from doing well to doing really well. Got a 31.9 there. All right, that gives me a lot of good feeling there. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Holy crap. Sorry, I shouldn't say holy crap. Holy nothing. Holy nothing like that. That was a surprise. That was a surprise. It was a surprise and a shot. And a most welcome one at that, I'll be honest with you all. So I get the feeling I was probably overdriving it on Monday, yesterday. You gonna jump in as well, Scotty, do a couple of things? Think W, think win. You think it was 39 or 139? Oh yeah, not too bad, Scotty. That's improvement, mate. I think last I heard you had done some 140s. And obviously that's in the Porsche, right? Of course. Of course. I'm sorry. It's not even a question. But absolutely, Scotty. Well, if you want to jump in, mate, feel free to. We're just going to be doing laps all evening, really. Try different cars, just not the same. Yeah, there's something about these MR cars that we fall in love with, isn't there? Oh. That's called hitting the wall. Just gonna do a cool down lap. I can understand. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm going against all the advice I would usually give people in my position, which is, you know, try different cars and then choose one and stick with it. I'm kind of doing the sort of reverse of that in a way. I'm kind of choosing a car and then sticking with it. Got a new Porsche setup to try. Ah, nice. Do you find something on YouTube, Scotty, or was it something you found on another website? That's invalidated. The Zolder, yeah. That's the thing. It's like whatever we learn here, we've got to make sure we're taking like the sort of general principles, because it won't apply at every track. On YouTube, ah, nice. Yeah, there's some great tunes on YouTube, but I have yet to find one that really fits me with the McLaren here yet. And also, look at my temps. Sorry, my PSIs. That front. So I need to make a note of this, actually. And he crashes on the pit entry. And he ignores the pit limiter. Okay. So I need to go up 4 PSI on the front, 2 on the rear left. Okay, I need to do that now. So it was up 4 on the front here. It was up 2 here. It was up 2 here. And up 3 here. So that should hopefully be a better, slightly better tire situation for us. Let's just put a save on. No, that's not the one. There, and then save. Right, yes. My audio is delayed. Oh dear. Which audio? The game audio or is it my mic? Also try reloading stream as well. Sometimes the audio desyncs on its own. I can't see any. I can see it all happening at the right time here. Yeah. So just give it a refresh, Scotty. See if that fixes it, mate. I won't do anything drastic on this side just for fear of breaking it further. Which is almost always what happens. Microphone, but seems okay. Seems okay? Let's see. I mean, mute, unmute. Anything else I do is gonna have to reset the stream, unfortunately. So, what actually? I've got one other thing I can try. Hold on. All right, I got an idea. It might be the battery level of the microphone, and if it's the battery level of the microphone, it could be coming in delayed. So, it's normal now. It's normal now. Okay. I don't know. That's all good. as long as it's working. As long as it's working, that's fine. All right. Let's go out for some more laps. Can't believe we set a 131.9. Finally got there. Magic fingers. I know. Look, I actually have this. I had this on a dating app profile once. I can literally stand next to technology and it just starts to work. This has happened before. I was up in Rotorua with a friend, and his father was like, "George, you're an IT. This bloody router only works half the time, and you know we've had it off for ages now because it doesn't work, and you know it's a piece of crap. It never connects." And I literally walked into the room and it like blinked on and started working. He was like, "Wow, it's never done that before." So maybe there is actually something to that. I don't know, but I'm claiming it anyway. Hey, Aussie Pride Gamer, mate. How are you doing, dude? What has been going on? How was your weekend? And how was your Monday? Had to really turn in there, crikey. Excellent, dude. Glad you're doing well. If you ever feel like coming and doing laps with us, just let me know. I'll give you the Discord information and you'll be able to get the corresponding lobby information. So if you ever feel like jumping in, just let me know. And what are you going to be up to this week, mate? You're going to be watching the GD World Series? Is there anyone on stream going to be watching the GD World Series at the beautiful... Whoops. At the wonderful time of 4 a.m. New Zealand time. I think it's something around 2 a.m. Aussie time, or maybe at midnight. If it's at midnight, that would be okay. But for me, it's 4 a.m., so... Ugh. In a way, which is really weird. In a way, the broken pedal for the throttle is actually acting like a little bit of a TC. When it hits at the right moment and it starts to flicker, it actually acts like TC, which is actually hilarious. I think I felt it happen just a moment ago. That is, by the way, what is going on with my controller, folks. So, unfortunately, the brake bracket is broken and bent, and the accelerator sensor is continuing to get worse. Let's put it that way. In addition, I've noticed a couple of issues with the wheel that do not increase the drivability of the car at all. So I'm looking at replacing it. Now that could mean a new wheel. I've thought about replacement parts, but they're just going to take too long to get here, I reckon. I've got lots of racing to do, so.
Be careful there.
There's this yellow traffic. Not there. Time for a DD Pro then. Well, I had a little look at it. I'm going to be honest with you. I had a look at the whole Logitech range because I am a bit of a Logitech simp. If I can get it in Logitech, I'll get it in Logitech. Getting a different car, be right back. No worries, Revs. What is your new car that you're going to go for, mate? But yes, I have had my eye on that DD Pro, and I have been saving a bit of money. So if I can figure something out for the rest of the money that I will need, I should say. That's me off. Tire pressures are too high. Look at that. Tire pressures are way too high. Almost at 28s now. Porsche, Jinx. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, you got him, Scotty. You got him. Revs, I'm sorry, mate, but your soul belongs to Scotty now until he decides what to do with it. But your soul, your teenage high school soul now belongs to Scotty, I should say. Yo, Beaver, how's it going, bro? Any luck with your pedals yet, man? But look at the time. Look at the time, Beaver. I got a 31.9. Yay! Finally did it. Finally put it all together. Driving, watching at the same time. Okay, well, do it safely, mate. Want you back in one piece. So does your lovely, lovely wife who can cook amazing meals. I mean, not that you need to be lectured by me on multitasking in a car. How many years am I your junior? Like 20 years? Holy shit, great time. That's not a spelling mistake, folks. That's his actual reaction is, holy shit, great time. Driven off track. Holy shit. Okay, right. It's not that funny, George. It's not that funny. It kind of is, but you know what I mean, dude. That's very. I love it. Yeah, it's the. I am definitely driving while I'm typing this, but also, damn, what a time. Cheers, man. I appreciate it. It's taken a hell of a lot of setup work, and it's one of those miracle laps that you kind of put in right at the beginning of the day. So. But I think I'm slowly acclimating. The situation with the wheel has deteriorated a little bit. So I was about to go and buy two sensors, and I sort of took apart the brake a little bit, and it doesn't need a new sensor. Well, it might do actually. It still might do, but I don't think it does. I think it needs a new brace. The whole bracket has started to bend, so I've just been absolutely brutal on the brakes, and they are absolutely knackered. So that, combined with a few other problems with the wheel, I am considering a new purchase, folks. Yo, you're in the Porsche Revs. Nice, dude. Nice. You've been looking at the DD Pro as well, Ozzy. Yeah, what do you think about it, mate? What are your thoughts on the DD Pro wheel for Logitech? I think, oh, whoops, that was about 5 miles too much curb. What are your thoughts on it, mate? How do you reckon it stacks up against the Thrustmaster? I mean, if I was going to get a DD Pro for Logitech, people would probably be like, oh, why didn't you get the new Thrustmaster one? Well, it doesn't work on PlayStation, the Thrustmaster one. It's not licensed for it yet. But also on top of that, it's going to be hard to get them, I think. Well, maybe not, because they don't have that compatibility support, but it might be quite hard to get. So, I don't know. I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at another G29 potentially and just straight up replacing it. G27 has come up, even though I wouldn't want to downgrade, but, you know, it's an option. The other option is go to a 923. You like the DD Pro over the Thrustmaster? Yeah. I think that's probably going to be most people's conclusion. I think, as with most Logitech products, they really kind of covered off what most people are going to want to do with it. And in that case, the product is really generic. And yeah, I mean, I have to admit, there's nothing about the Logitech DD Pro that makes me go, nah. Other than the price, maybe, because it is expensive. These temperatures are pretty much perfect now. I had a little look at, like... Stop! I had a brief look at SimCube and a few others like that. GSI, Planetech, which, you know, you're never going to be able to get one of those bases. Ugh, don't take the curb like that. Gonna have a bad time. So I don't know, like, I mean, the 923 is definitely an attractive option for me because it's a bit cheaper. But the idea of being able to maybe go DD, direct drive, is pretty tantalizing, I'll be honest with you all. You had a T300 RS, okay, for 2 years and one issue with the brake. Okay, well that's a pretty good little testimonial there for the Thrustmaster gear then, isn't it? Wheel spin. Sorry, I was looking at the tires. I was looking at the tire pressures. I mean, they're not that bad. Rears are certainly getting overheated. But I'm not unhappy with that. Would like to get a few more laps in that are valid. Yeah, let's try and get back in that mode. So we've got 3.0 fuel laps, so we should have another couple of laps in. Let's try and get a couple of valid laps in. I saw another trick as well. The ACC Pros, you know what they do is they actually turn off. They sometimes, I don't know if it's still valid in 1.8, but they do actually turn off TCS on the corner exit. to make sure they're not like bleeding through any of the potential acceleration into the bloody hell, into the actual acceleration. So that's quite an interesting little trick. It's quite interesting. Well, so much for our clean laps. Now, the other stuff that I want to talk through is the season opener of the endurance series coming up this weekend, this Sunday. So obviously that's going ahead. We're at Monza in the Group 2, so I hope everyone's excited for that. Should be a really, really good race. Now it's 90 minutes. I got really unlucky there. Now it is a 90-minute race, and it is worth points. The point system is such that you will get 50 points for a race win that weekend, and you will get -5 points for every position under first place. Then the week after, we're going to be here at Zolder at night time in the dry. Should make for some interesting racing. And we're here for 3 hours, folks. Just remember that. We're here for 3 hours. So that's just a little heads up to make everyone aware of that. Now the information, if you do want to participate, there's plenty of slots in the race for you to participate in. If you want to join, just let me know. It's ad hoc. You don't have to commit to all 4 races in the 4 weeks that we're doing. It's just jump in, have some fun, get some points. Kind of like Whose Line Is It Anyway? Scenes from a hat. Yeah. So that kind of thing. Think that. That's kind of the way that it is. I'm going to glitch through your Porsche, Scotty. All right, give me some fuel. Want some fuel? Oh, they're bloody changing the tires. They're going to tire set 2. That's all right. This should be fresh. Fresh enough. Yeah, that's all right. I've got some weird temps on them though. Okay, weird pressures. That's a bit weird. Come on, give me some fuel. The other thing that's interesting about learning ACC is just the precision that you want to have in the racing. It's all fascinating, like it really is. It's just an extra level of precision that you want in everything that you do. A little bit of oversteer there. Damn it, lost time on the exit of the chicane. Good time here, good time. What is this time? Oh, 1:31.5. That was going to be another great lap. That was going to put us really into contention. Wow. There we go, folks. That was a 1:31.5. 1:31.5. We're getting there. We're getting there. Crikey. That was quite the lap. That was quite the lap. We were up another 0.4. We were up another 0.4, so we were almost. We would have beaten Namers this time if we had completed that. And that would have been, yeah, that would have been low 1:31, if not a 30.0. So, hey, that's, wow, awesome. Actually a little bit surprised, I'll be honest with you all. Don't change the tires this time, please. Oh, man. It's going to be really interesting to see how the 12-hour race goes. We're going to have a back support, I think. I'm going to need a cushion because I can feel my back's not quite supported like it needs to be. Oh, crikey. Right. When you've not been well for a little bit, and then you also have just a busy day, you just end up completely blank at the end of it. I'm just checking out something real quick. Easy peasy. Alrighty. Let's go out for some more. Yo, Popcorn, how's it going, man? Good to see you, bro. How are you? Heard about the pedal issues the G22s, had a lot of usage. Yeah. They have just worn down, man, and they're not broken, they're still usable, it's finicky now, it's very finicky. And I don't have a lot of trust in that I'm going 100% accelerator or 100% on the brake. Like I said, I can kind of force it, but you know, if I'm going to be forcing a brake throughout a 12-hour race or a 3-hour race, that's going to become a health problem. Yeah, no worries, but thank you. I appreciate the thoughts, though, Popcorn. I really do, really do. I've got a solution in mind, so don't worry. I'll probably talk about the solution that I've decided upon towards the end of the stream. I've already talked a little bit about what the potential options are, so I'm looking at maybe we could get another G29, we could get a G27, we could get a G93. I don't want to get a Thrustmaster product. It's not that I don't like them, it's just that Logitech is my preferred gaming provider, so yeah, like I said, some options on the table. But I appreciate it, thank you though. I'm just, like I said, I need to be able to drive properly knowing that I don't have a brake, that I don't have to literally push my foot through the floor of this brake. That's ouch, ouch, ouch. And to know that my accelerator, when I hit the accelerator full, it should be at 100%. Yeah, the DD Pro is looking a little bit sweet. I have to admit, you're not the first person to say that. And I have to say, I have been already putting a little bit of money away for a new wheel. I was aiming for the DD Pro. I don't quite have the money for that yet, but there are some potential options for that. So like I said, I'll finalize that a little bit later in the stream. I probably won't be streaming for that much longer anyways, folks, so. I really just wanted to get a quick hurrah in and see how everyone's doing, how all you guys are doing. So Popcorn, when are you going to get ACC, mate? I think you need an adapter to be able to use the G27 on the PS4, PS5. Oh, okay. I didn't know about that, so actually that's a good point, and thank you for that. It might be those bundles that Revs was talking about. They do have adapters probably built into them. I wasn't specifically looking for them, so I don't actually know. But yeah, I have to admit that GD Pro, tempting. Thank you, Scotty. You're a legend for doing that. You didn't need to go off track, mate. I feel bad now. I feel bad, Scotty. Sorry about that. I'll always find a place to pass, Scotty, so you can always stay on track. Don't need to go and dirty up your tires. But I appreciate it, dude. Thank you very much. You've been thinking about this. It is on. It's on. Ah, well, I happen to know it is on sale actually. The pedals are on sale in New Zealand. The actual unit itself is not. And I think they bumped the price up a bit as well. Yes, I had a whole stadium to pass through there, Scotty. So, you know, absolute legend for doing that. Oh, it just reset me. That's fine. Oh, sorry, you think about ACC since it's on sale. Yeah. I was like, wait, the base is on sale as well? No, all good. You should get ACC, man. You've been thinking about ACC. Good idea. It is on sale, bro. Yep. Some of the trophies seem to be glitched on the latest updates, so it's giving you pause. Okay, that's fair enough. But, you know, there's other ways to enjoy it. In the single-player mode for one-off races and the career mode, I think is still pretty satisfying. Just if you want my opinion. You probably will still get it. Okay. I should read your whole message. Oh, yeah, that's fair enough, Popcorn. Yeah, look, at the end of the day, you know, any repetitive motion with the fingers, with whatever, you know, with whatever it is, whatever repetitive motion it is, it's not going to be great. That's what I actually found out was with my wrists. I don't have a problem with my wrists. I had RSI. I had repetitive strain injury in my wrists from all of this, doing the same thing over and over for hours. My hands will be better off for it now that they've had a rest, but you have to rest in order to get over RSI or to get any improvement. So take it easy, dude. Might be worth getting it. That way you have it. We're going to be playing this game forever. So you've got a future place to come and hang out in ACC with us on the 24/7 lobby. It's up 24 hours a day. We have a consistent setup. That way our time trials and our setup learning is all consistent. So, you know, if you feel like getting it anyway, just in case for later on, when you're back in action, then might be not a bad idea. But I understand. On that note, sorry, just to clarify my thoughts, the DD Pro load cell wheels are on sale in New Zealand. Yeah, you were using the G29 from the beginning, but switched to the full-time controller around April, yeah. I think, no, I wouldn't, you wouldn't, no, I think you've only been on the stream for a few, 4 or 5 months or something like that, Popcorn, so I wouldn't have known when you did that switch, but, so you do have a G29 at home, Popcorn. It's just that you went to controller because of the Catalunya circuit experience. Amazing the different experiences that people have had at that place. Like, some people absolutely love it, like, oh, it's the best CE ever, it's awesome, it's cool, you should do it. And there's people like me who, like, I managed to get it done, you know, on the configuration that I wanted to, but hated it and will never go back, except for content. And then there's others who have just totally, I think you've changed your entire driving style so you can get past the fucking thing. Which I don't think is a bad thing. Obviously, you've been having some success at the controller, and I gotta be honest with you, dude, you're not slow on controller either. You are not slow. You know? I think it's very difficult to be like, name is 404 fast on the controller. But I would consider you to be, you know, decently fast still on that controller. I mean, you even for one lap keeping up with me on the wheel on GD7, I'm like, bro, you've gone from here to like there in terms of skills. So well done to you. Yeah, you need the chair that goes with your GT Omega wheel stand. I see. You're sitting on the edge of a conventional recliner chair and holding onto the wheel super hard, which is causing more strain than I need. Yeah, no, that's not healthy, Popcorn. That's not healthy, mate. Yeah. At the end of the day, you got to have a setup that feels right, and you know, when you aren't, I mean, I can attest to this, having the cockpit, having the right seat. Even when I had the blue little soft one, even just having that just provided an extra layer of comfort that just needed to be there for the longer driving, and it meant that there's nothing extraneous. You know, I've got my feet on the pedals, I'm sitting in the chair. There's nothing extraneous happening here, and I'm not straining myself doing it. So. Yeah, it's quite important, mate. Quite important. Never do something that's going to cause an injury. And I did that last Sunday, which is pretty stupid. I had a huge cramp in my braking foot. You can see up there. Had a huge cramp in my braking foot, and I just carried on driving. And I tell you, it was not good. I had a limp in that ankle for a day or so, actually. Yeah, you've been certainly focused. You've certainly learned a lot from you and others here. Oh, good, good. Got 133 at Interlagos CE recently. Dude, 133. Nice. 2 whole seconds off your goal time. Yeah. Oh, you saw the clip? Yeah. It wasn't an easy decision to carry on. I was very tempted just to back out, but I was in first place, man. You're in first place, and you suddenly realize that there is literally a cramp from halfway up your shin down to the halfway down your foot, and you didn't even realize it was there. And then at that point, as soon as you tweak it a bit, like, it just all went to shit, and the pain flew in. It was hurting like fire, dude. Yeah, it really was. It was like, you know when you have full-on cramp and you can't move it? It's like that, except you have to move it. Oh, dude. So I think I was relatively composed for that. I think at some one point I was quoting Back to the Future. I'd gone to my happy place. I'd gone to my happy place to try and ignore the pain. So I was quoting Back to the Future and modifying the quote. What did I say? I said, you know, that quote for, "Where we're going, we don't need roads." You know that quote, right? Oh, I modified it. I said, because I was saying, right, we don't need a brake. Don't worry about the brake. Where we're going, we don't need brakes. So I was in full, like, compensate and adjust and survive mode, I'll be honest with you. It was pretty funny. I enjoyed it. I had a good time with that Rallycross GT series. It was good fun. Will I do it every week? No. Why? Not because of anything to do with Rallycross GT or the races or anything like that. Rallycross in that style, GR4, lots of like low grip situations, not really my jam. I'm okay at it. I'm actually okay with it, but not really my jam, I'll be honest with you guys. And then, of course, Rallycross rules. I was expecting more clean racing. That's not the case in Rallycross at all. So, and it wasn't technically Rallycross. This was tarmac with the Group 4s, but basically driving them at the limit such that they are Rallycross. So I thought it was good fun. I think anyone here who wants to go and enjoy that should give it a try. It's really awesome. If you want the information, just DM me in the Discord. Group B and Group 4, I think he runs. Yeah. Good commentator. Apparently he's a terrible racer, though. Which is why he doesn't race in his own races. I have to admit, I do occasionally consider whether or not I should take a bit of advice. Go, should I really be racing in these and trying to manage it and do everything? Would I have a better race if I didn't have to do all that other shit? Yeah. Yeah, I think I would. Would you guys have a better experience if I wasn't racing? No. You wouldn't have you're here to watch me race. So, you know, I don't think the commentary is really the jam for this community here. Plus, I honestly don't think I'll be that great at it. I might be okay, actually. Man, I'm in all sorts of contradictory mood today. I don't know what's going on. I could be good, but I probably won't be. You like Group 4? Nice. Yeah, nice and super comfortable in the Alfa Romeo. Yeah. The Alfa 155. The car that is literally everywhere. But it's a good car, so. You completed the Deep Forest 1 hour endurance in it. Oh, did you? Nice, dude. Shit, that reminds me. I've got to go and do those endurance races. I've got like 4 left of them. I should probably go do those. It's a shame because we've got a couple more Challenge Fridays, so maybe I'll try and get it done before the end of the year. And I need to continue practicing for my 12-hour charity stream. So I don't know if you guys have heard yet, but December 17th. Put this in your calendar or sign up to mine. 17th of December from 9 a.m. till 10 p.m. New Zealand time. I will be racing more or less non-stop at Spa in Group 3 cars. Everyone's welcome to come and participate for as little or as long as you'd like. But it is raising money for charity. We're going to be raising money for Cancer Society on behalf of Gaming for Charity. So we need more DTM cars in the game. Yeah, I think I agree with that. I'd love to see more classes of racing. I think that's the thing that has disappointed me with GT7 is that they're not looking at, you know, producing those kind of world events. They've got their own sets of events, you know, Group 3 this, Group 2 that. I would love them to have a proper GT4 league. I would love them to have DTM cars. I would love them to have even a rallying league or rallycross on most tracks. I think it'd be great. They just don't seem to have the inspiration to do it. They're very focused in on the Gran Turismo experience of motorsports. And I think that's to their detriment, because the reason why I'm over here spending all this time on ACC is because I went to a GT3 endurance race, a real one in real life, and I heard and I saw, and GT7 is not the real driving simulator when it comes to those international and national competitions. This ACC and iRacing gets so much closer. ACC especially for GT3 stuff. Oh, that's so exciting, dude. Thank you, Popcorn. Yeah, commentary is a skill on its own. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I feel like at some point I think I have the voice and the wit and the improv to do it. I just don't know enough like relevant information about what's going on with cars, I think, to be relevant enough and to have that ability to talk over and over and over about those small things. But nonetheless, it's something that I'm, it's something that I'm at least a little bit passionate about. I'd love to do it. I'd love to do some commentary, try my hand at it, but I don't think I could do post-race. Post-race analysis stuff doesn't really work for me. I'm kind of more in the moment style commentator. Yeah. Yeah, the Group 1 class is so ripe for dividing up by time period. Oh, it so is. It so is. Like, please, give us an LMP1 class. Give us a hypercar class. Split Group 3 into a bunch of categories. And give us multi-class racing. That's something that GT7 could do very easily. You can simulate it with a lobby, as long as you've got people to do it. But, having some features to do actual multi-class racing, actual endurance racing, which you can already do that, actually. Yeah, ELMS, correct. Yeah, the guys in the ELMS and the Formula 1 guys never seem to run out of stuff to say. Is amazing to you. Yeah, I have to admit, like, I understand a little bit. So when I was doing some development a few years ago, and one of the requirements of that development that we needed to have weekly videos recorded of my progress. And I found out through doing those every week for about 6 months or so. And these were not short videos. These were 3+ hour highly technical demonstrations, examples, thought engineering, thought crafting, product design stuff. Yeah, very intense 3 or 4 hours of recording. And I'm basically going non-stop for 3 or 4 hours. So, with enough technical detail and with enough technical insight into that thing you're talking about, it is actually quite easy, because after about half an hour, as long as you've got a general idea of what you want to talk about, yeah, it's actually pretty straightforward. But, yeah, that does not take anything away from the Formula 1 guys in the ELMS. And that's why I'm saying, like, if Formula 1 was about talking about a terminal script and a system architecture, I could talk to you guys for 3 days, if not more, quite easily. But I just don't have that depth of knowledge about the ELMS and Formula 1 like those guys do. And it makes sense. That's why they're commentators. That's why they're paid money to talk. They're highly knowledgeable about the subject matter, and we're paying money to have them professionally commentate on their knowledge and understanding of what's going on, giving it to us, Talk about anything that players can relate to. Yeah, Revs, that's basically the crux of it. As long as you're, like with the conversation I'm having here, if we were face-to-face, if you imagine this more like a face-to-face situation, if you kind of know what I mean. Wait, I had a button for this. There we go. Having a face-to-face conversation. No. Having a face-to-face conversation, there's like a lot of like different tangents and random things that happen during the conversation. But I don't think most people can, you can't really describe those. They're just, they're just the flow of the conversation. And that is what commentary online on stream commentating, I think, is all about. It's that flow. So camera, action. Let's get me back off the Zoom and back down here, because this is much more comfortable for everyone, I think. Yeah, Beaver. We're gonna test the night conditions. Don't worry. The Friday test is gonna determine it. I've also been thinking about the 3 hours as well. It might not be the best amount of time to start with. in the first season. I really want to do 3-hour endurance races, and frankly, it's good practice for me. So I'm happy with it, but it might be that it's a little bit too long for our first races. I don't know. And also just given the fact that there's only, you know, there might only be 4 or 5 of us on ACC. So 4 or 5, you know, cars involved, 3 hours on track. You spend a couple of hours not seeing anyone. I'm not sure that they will. I think eventually, once we get into a groove of things, Beaver, I think 3-hour races are something I want to do. Or we make it so that the last race is 3 hours. Like race 1 is 60 minutes GT7. Race 2 is 90 minutes ACC. Next one is back to GT7, but it's 90 minutes there at GT7. And the fourth one might be 2 hours or 3 hours in ACC. Something like that. But I think, yeah, the more that I think about 3 hours of driving ACC continuously, the more I'm like, second thoughts are creeping in, doubts are creeping in. And I get the feeling the same is going to be for you guys as well. Yeah, ACC is twice as hard, and we're going to be going twice as long. So we're going to use the test to figure it out, okay? The test on Friday, really hoping you guys can join in for that. We're just going to go as long as we can. Like, if you just choose the point at which you're exhausted, and you go, cool, I'm done. That's kind of my... I don't care about testing the settings or anything like that. ACC is good. What I want to test is our endurance race length too long? So I think what we're going to do is we're going to run like a 4-hour race, all right? And if you get to the 3-hour mark, great, but we'll average out all the results. So Beaver, if you cut out at 90 minutes, and we're like, I'm done, that's good. Then maybe I went to 2.5 hours, and I was like, right, now I'm done. And maybe Revs went to like 6 hours. No, if Revs maybe went to the full 3 hours, and we average it all out and go, cool. 1 hour, 45 minutes is about right for us, because it's a little bit shorter than what people want in terms of a full race length for the most part, but it's also a little bit shorter than a full race length as well. Don't make sex joke, don't make sex joke, don't make sex joke. I know I tried not to. But I kind of did. Unintentionally. It was unintentional, folks. You know, I made a sex joke allegedly. Allegedly. I was also exhausted after that race on Sunday, Beaver. Yeah. So I can, yeah. That's right, Revs. Yeah. I've actually been looking at it. Sort of shimmer. Oh, was it? Oh no. Okay, I missed out the possible joke then. Maybe that's for the best. If it was that funny though, post it in the Discord or post it here. I mean, to be honest, at the end of the day, like, my streams become real loose. I was really tight-ass, like really tight-ass in the early days, like, must play music that is not copyright, must not break my Twitch contract. Now here I am, like, no contract, no nothing, you know, streaming on 3 platforms, not giving a fuck. The mature filters are on. You guys should not be able to swear too much or make anything too bad in chat, and I feel a bit looser as well. It's good. It's a good feeling. You know, I can be a bit more myself. Oh, right. Yeah, you can change your car more. Yeah. It's still funny. Look, fuck it. You know, what are the points of being alive is kind of being alive? And that kind of involves a sense of humor at the end of the day, folks. So, and we're all adults here. Look, if you're 14 years old and we're telling rude jokes, I'll just kick them out. I got to be honest with you guys. I don't want young people under the age of 18 to be engaging in fun adult jokes and fun insinuation. They've got plenty of fucking time ahead of them for that stuff, man. They've got decades of it, and you get more and more liberal with it as well. Like, by the time I imagine by the time I'm 80 or 90, I'm just going to be making absolute rippers all the time. Sorry. Relatively speaking, rippers that I think are ripping jokes, but that everyone else is thinking, dude, you old rude-ass mother, you know, plus 18. Yeah, well, I mean, this is a plus 18 stream, man. All of the socials, everything is all set up for mature audiences only. The only way you get someone who's under 18 in my stream is if they've lied on their account, or if they're using their older brothers or sisters, or they're using their parents' account. So they've either lied or they've hacked into someone else's account. or the family doesn't give a crap, which, you know, that's fair as well. I'm not saying that, you know, I'm just saying that I feel free to speak the way and the things that I want to say on stream because I have those filters on. If I get someone complaining to me, oh, why did you say that around my child or something like this, I'm like, first of all, I can't tell how old people are on here. You guys could all be 5 years old for all I can tell. I mean, I know that's a bad example, but you know what I mean. I can't verify your age here. The only thing that can verify your age is that you've been honest on your Twitch account sign up, and you click the OK, I understand this is a mature audience, this stream. It's out of my control other than that. So why limit myself to being, you know, 100% safe with the language I use? So that's true, actually, Beaver. Like, you know, it's freedom, but we're not like, it's not like I'm saying the C word all the time. Like, I mean, I swear as much on stream to you guys as I would swear in person in real life, other than situations where I'm like stressed over code, in which case it's like a fucking, like I'm spitting flames, spitting tacks, the amount of swear words, fucking this and fucking that. And it's not because I'm angry, it's because code can be very frustrating sometimes when it's badly programmed. When the problems that you're encountering are because of someone else's bad coding, you just sort of go into a rather quick and depressing spiral. Yeah, no, I got exactly what you meant. I didn't actually read it in order. I just went chats, mild, where else you can watch it. Yeah, which is basically the summary of what you were saying, Beaver. Go to any other chat anywhere else, and they've probably got the mature filter off because they care about getting as many followers as they want, and they're saying swear words, and you know, kids love it. And I don't know. I'm not gonna exploit the innocence of young people to, you know, improve my own situation in any way, albeit stuff that doesn't matter or whether they matter. It just feels wrong, man. Just feels wrong, especially if that's a conscious effort. If it's a subconscious thing, like, okay, shit happens. But if there's a conscious effort, I am joke age years old, actually. How old's the joke? Did I miss something again? As much as I'm good at adult humor, I'm also terrible at following along. I used to code in MS-DOS. That's where you learn to swear. Yeah, I can understand why. I have also had the unfortunate privilege of having to learn a little bit of DOS. Not as much, I think, as you. Back in another live, yeah. No, I mean, DOS did a great job. You know, playing Snake on DOS is actually quite a cool experience. DOS is great, but it's a bit old school these days. A bit old school now. We've got command prompt, which is still DOS. It's still very DOSy, but it's very much overlaid with PowerShell. PowerShell's been just like if this is DOS and all the stuff that it did right, PowerShell's just like all this crap on top of it. Bam, 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 bam. And now DOS is actually more PowerShelly than anything, really. They've kind of just taken the whole DLL thing and just blown it up to like functions and yeah. So I am insert joke age here, years old. You say that because it's TOS to pretend you're underage. Oh, right. I see. Yes. Yes, you're skipping out on the automatic because you know, Twitch has all these like automatic filters to make sure that underage people can't join these streams. So, you know, you're bypassing the algorithm there, man. You know, this supposedly existent algorithm about keeping people out who are underage. I don't think it exists. This is like a fucking conspiracy or something, man. But now I get you, Popcorn. Now I get you. I got you now. You had to program telecommunications exchanges for Telstra. Oh, crikey. In DOS? Wow. Crikey. That would have been interesting. That would have been really interesting, actually, because if it's telecommunications exchanges, wait, are you talking like, you're not talking stuff like UDP, TCP traffic, are you? You're talking lower level. You're talking like IP and socket, like raw socket kind of transmission, or gateway level, like OSI model layer 3 sort of technologies. Because telecommunications generally doesn't give a shit about the transport protocol you use on top of it. It just cares about what the signal is doing at the end of the day, right? So you're saying that the telecommunications exchanges were programmed in MS-DOS and they were doing like signal processing? ISDN, bruh. For anyone who's wondering what that is, why I'm face palming, Google it at your own demise. I'm not even going to bother taking you down that rabbit hole. Bloody hell, Beaver. ISDNs? Shit. And I only know about this because I've worked with people who've worked with them in the past. That's the only reason I know about them. You've banned at least 15 kids from Sanday's chat. This one girl pretended to have cancer to get her song request heard first. The audacity of some kids, man. Yeah, well, the kids will take any route they think is valid. They're not really considering the fabric of society yet, which they fucking should be. And they might be if they were watching Star Trek early on in their lives. So some of them do, for sure. ISDN equals PTSD. Yeah. Yeah. From what I've heard about it, I think that might be an understatement in a way. It's sort of like, it's not post-traumatic, it's permanently traumatic stress disorder. I bet even remembering them is probably a little bit painful. I mean, just some of the hoops you have to go through. Wow, man. Just some of the hoops you'd have to go through there, dude. Wow. Like, honestly, like I've done enough work in the network stack to understand how annoying some of that could be for modern programming languages. That's why Erlang exists. That's why VM exists. You know, these are highly distributed, highly scalable languages used to solve a lot of those problems. And they're still really complicated in modern programming languages, let alone doing any of that in DOS. I mean, this is why I have such an admiration, dude. This is where I have a huge admiration for the old school coders. You know, the coders who were doing things, you know, in the late 50s all the way up to, you know, late 90s. You know, that period of coding, there was just nothing to rely on. You know, you couldn't just go and Google for, oh, what library should I use to connect to SAML, and there would be zero, you know, no results because you wouldn't even Google for stuff. You'd have no libraries that worked, and the ones that did work were probably on the previous version of the language you're using, so you'd have to do a manual module or a patch to update it. Nightmare stuff, man. You took redundancy when it was offered, man. Oh, good on you, mate, yeah. I think, yeah, being stuck with that level of frustration is, that's rough. Redundancy is a good thing when it comes to ISDNs and DOS. Got out in 2011, nice. Yeah, she also used to be a casual teacher, and some kids from her school found her stream and Discord, and we had to deal with that as well, little shitheads. Oh, goodness. Yeah, see, that's for, I don't, like, I don't know, I don't want to judge anyone, but I just don't understand the idea of teasing people. It just seems so, like there's an element of teasing people. Okay, no, you know, I dug my own grave on that one, I'm going to be honest. Because here I was a couple of days ago, like, bullying the absolute crap out of neighbors for I was literally bullying him for being too modest. I was like, dude, you're just putting yourself down, you're obviously a fast racer. You need to think of yourself as a fast racer. So, like, dude, I'm sick of it. Start thinking that you're a fast racer, kind of thing. We're literally bullying him in the most positive way you could be bullied. And so we kind of do that. So I guess I don't want to be hypocritical here. So let me think of a way to phrase this properly. I don't really understand how people miss the boundary between teasing and insulting. Because in my mind, if you are able to put yourself in other people's shoes, think about situations other than your own, which is a very tough ask for young people, especially kids. Without that natural empathy of being able to do that in real time, I think, you know, I think that the line's pretty clear about where you can, you know, where to draw the line on that. So I don't really understand why people miss it. I think people in here, I think everyone in the stream who I know, who I've talked to, I think you guys all understand where that is naturally. So you weren't bullying him, you were talking the truth, and look, he's got the top time now. Yeah. Didn't we see that coming? Yeah, well, look, if you're on the stream, dude, chime on in. I'd love to get you into this part of the conversation. But no fucking surprise. And I have to admit, like, I was getting a little bit frustrated as well because, you know, it is quite frustrating to, you know, it's quite frustrating to come into a game and have spent a couple of weeks, 3 weeks in it, working really, really hard to try and understand it, to try and get better, to try and get faster. And, we were all just cracking the 32s. Me and Revs, the upper 32s. And then Namers, you spent about an hour or so, maybe 2 hours, in fact, a few days prior to that, a couple of weeks prior to that as well, when we started ACC as well. A number of times to me has talked about how he'll be absolutely shit on controller on ACC, how he'll never get any good times, etc., etc. And he reinforces that a lot, and I don't know, I don't listen to the same song every single day. I don't like hearing the same melody repeated at me over and over, and it just started to chime a little bit old, and I was going, dude, you need to stop this, because you're going to get into ACC and probably nail it immediately with half the effort that we've put in. Like, between me, Revs, and Beaver, and Scotty, we put a shit ton, and Gav, we put a shit ton of effort in getting used to things on the wheel, getting used to the new physics, everything. Namers buys the game on sale, gets into it on controller. Within a couple of hours, he's beating our times, and then he sets and then after a few other hours, he's set a fucking, what was it, a 31-2. Now, I don't have anything against Namers, because I love the dude to bits, and me and him have a really competitive relationship. But I guess it just was wearing a little bit old on me at that point, and I just sort of went, dude, I'm sick of this. Enough. Like, you've done really, really well. Time to stop. Like, when you're clearly the fastest amongst people who are trying their best, you need to drop the fucking modesty and start to be a little bit more sensitive to other people's feelings. Sorry, I'll just be honest with it. If you're setting the top times, it's time to be a little bit modest about your skill level, but also very honest about your skill level. Yes, like, you need to stop being like, oh, I'm really, really bad. It doesn't feel good knowing that the person who's the fastest and who's done a faster time than you thinks they're really, really bad. It's very demotivating. Very demotivating. So 31-3, there you go. And look, admittedly, I've done a 31-5 now, so look, we're all in the process of learning. I think it does take a little while longer to get used to this game on the wheel. For whatever reason, I have no idea why. We've also got to remember, guys, that Namers has been driving on controller for 5 years. I've been doing this for 9 months on the wheel. So, at the end of the day, he's an expert controller player. The thing that pissed me off was that he needs to start admitting that. Because he is an expert controller player, and he's very, very fast. He's got a mind oriented to driving fast, clearly. And he's got the thumbs for it, too. So, time to just be a bit honest about it, Like, if I was a hot shot on wheel, and I was thrashing yoga time all the time, I'm gonna be like, I am faster at this track. I don't like admitting to being better at anything. Being modest is a natural trait. So I think Namers in a way might be a bit of a natural modest person, but that's just what happens. Everyone's got their personality. Probably why me and him get along so well. I'm gonna be honest with you. But it's it was a bit gutting. I have to admit, I had a little bit of a moment where I was going, man, if I don't catch up to Namers, he's so much better at ACC than I am on controller as well. I'm going to lose a lot of motivation, and we're going to miss out on a lot of good racing. So today's been a bit of a good field day. We've got a 31-5. I know that there's another 0.5 in there easily in terms of just getting back onto the track. So you think imposter syndrome comes about because you kind of feel that you shouldn't play this game because I don't have the full wheel setup. Yeah, so imposter syndrome is really, really rough, right? And I think people experience it a lot more than they're willing to admit. I have imposter syndrome all the time at my work because I work with some really smart people, and it's hard to keep up an internal opinion of yourself that matches your external environment when you feel like your external environment is a smarter place than you are for whatever reason. So yeah, I can understand that, Popcorn. I can 100% understand that. Okay. All right. I will do that, Beaver. Let's go and have a bit of fun with that. Because I'm not a real sim racer since you use controller. Yeah. See, I can understand why, right? I don't have those feelings because I have a wheel, but I have an opposite feeling, which is because I have a wheel, I should be doing better than I think than I am. And that's almost it's almost a FOMO thing, but it's imposter syndrome as well. You know, at the end of the day, we've just all got to accept that we're going to be at different skill levels on different days, at different temperatures, in different situations. You know, I could be on the absolute high of my life from a life events point of view, not from drugs, and have the race of my life because I'm feeling positive, I'm engaged, the brain, everything's there, everything's ticking and working. Yeah, it's the same. I'm not invalidating your point though, Popcorn. It's, you know, if I was on controller, I would absolutely feel the same as you. It would feel like, I don't really feel like I'm a sim racer. So maybe, look, I think that's, you know, if we just relate this back to the namers thing that we were just talking about, since we're psychoanalyzing namers now, sorry namers, but you know, if we're going to positively reinforce you through bullying, we might as well do it through psychoanalysis as well. And I am 100% a qualified psychotherapist. You can call me up on 0800 bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. That's 0800 bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. So I can understand, like, you know, not feeling like I'm not a real sim racer. Yeah, even having like a soft shell sim rig, I was like, I'm not a sim racer. I'm not a real, you know, all of that comes through. You agree with me on the because I have a wheel theory? Yeah, I think honestly, I feel like I should be doing a lot better. Like, you know, when I saw your results, Beaver, and how fast you are, how consistent you are in the Nations Cup, my first instinct was to relate it to, I'm obviously a crap wheel driver. It must be the obvious conclusion. You know, disregard the years and years of difference in experience and the higher level of driving that you've been at for a much, much longer period of time, all the knowledge, your life experience. You know, like, even if I was as good a driver as you, Beaver, I wouldn't be as consistent because I don't have 30 or 40 years of your life experience, you know? No, don't apologize. This is going to be hilarious. Let's go and do it.
Low tire pressure. Stay away from curbs.
Oh my god. Well, it's already pretty loosey. Oh, it's pretty loosey goosey already. I have to let this person go. Go, go, go. There's no grip. My goodness. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. There's no grip. There's no grip. There's no grip where I was expecting grip. Okay, hold on. Bloody hell. I can't get any power down. They are warming up quite a lot though, so this will suddenly get a lot easier. I know, Scotty, that's the point. Beaver challenged me to do a push lap on these cold tires, mate, as a bit of fun. I'm well aware this is not ideal. There you go, Beaver. Are you happy, mate? Now you've seen it. It was a... it could have been a faster lap. Oh, they're not quite warmed up yet. Yeah, yeah. We're only at 26 PSI. They are very, very flat. How are you going, Scotty? Good to see you, mate. How you been? Oh, no, you've been on the stream as well earlier. Oh, my brain is starting to stop working. Holy shit! You did bloody well, mate. All right, that's gonna become a catchphrase of the stream, I think. Holy shit! Or like it's like the Little Nicky quote from Quentin Tarantino. He's in that movie, by the way. Holy sh! I mean, sorry, I'm not this. I do not take this in a blasphemous way. I just hopefully anyone who's religious understands that I do not mean this in a blasphemous way. I have the utmost respect for beliefs and God, etc. Holy shit, we really are all gonna die. Oh, you haven't left. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, Scotty, my bad. My bad. That just shows the... or the current situation mentally for me. It is blasphemous. I'm trying to give it a disclaimer. It doesn't really make it any less blasphemous, does it? Yeah. Blasphemy does not go away with a disclaimer. Damn it. All right, that's too much. As I've been watching too much of something, really. Oh, The Office. That's what I've been watching too much of. Yeah. That's what's done it. So I apologize to everyone, Revs especially. Oh, great, missed that corner. That's perfect. This is how you set up for a push lap, guys, is you fuck up the last corner and you go in it with absolutely no acceleration. Push lap. Perfect, baby. Didn't get the power down early enough at all. That was bloody nice. Look at that. Look at that time we just gained. Holy. Sorry. I need another word. I need an alternative word for that. Moly shit. There we go. I've lost all the time. I've lost it all. Okay, I'm gonna make a decision here, folks. In future, when I'm about to say holy something in a absolutely, definitely a blasphemous way, I will instead say moly something. So it's moly. Oh, that sounds bad. Oh, that sounds really bad. Ah, man, I need an alternative. Snickies, yeah. I mean, I could always go with the Minecraft YouTuber approach and just say fudge. So whenever I'm saying the F word, I say fudge. You know, we can call people club for the C word. And you know, you call them muffins when they're being idiot. You just call them a muffin. No, you see, you're still blasphemizing their popcorn. You know, those poor holy forking shirtballs. Oh shit, I've said it now. Oh, that's why I need a really thick Scottish accent. That's what I need. If I get a really thick Scottish accent, I could swear like nothing and no one will understand what the fuck I'm saying. They all sound the fucking same. That's more of a Northern British one, isn't it? Muppets. There you go, Muppets. I like that one, Scotty. I could even do the Kermit voice. Actually, I'm really bad at the Kermit voice. I tell you, something I seem to have learned today, guys, is feeling the aero a bit more in conjunction with the grip. Just a little lifts offs and stuff. Can you do a stereotypical Aussie accent? Yeah, I can. I think I can do an okay one. Yeah, I can do a pretty okay Steve Irwin. Oh, crikey, mate! Actually, it's not that great. It's not that great, actually. On hindsight, it's not that great. Oh, crikey, look what we've got here. We've got quite the Sheila. Now, we've got to be a bit careful with this one. She'll bite you from every direction. You've got to be a bit careful with this Sheila. But once you got her by the tail, yeah, there you go. Little whippersnapper. She'll get you. She'll get you. All right, no, so that's probably my best Steve Irwin that I can probably do. And I'm still going to try and restrain myself from doing any kind of bad jokes about stingrays, because it's still way too soon, I think, for that. Although I have seen a few comedians go there, and it's sad, but it's still hilarious. Sorry, Australia. Sorry, Irwin family. Yeah, just a tad bit too soon. Yeah. Like making 9/11 jokes. That is out of scope for another 100 years. And yet people go there, and sometimes it's still sad, but it's still sometimes quite funny. unfortunately, you know, that's the problem with humor and realities. You can't really separate the two. Sadness, the reality, and the humor all sort of together, really. A bit to the point, yes. That's yeah. Oh, I get it now. Oh. Scotty, you've done well, sir. You've done well. I don't know if it was intentional. Maybe I was just thinking on the right lines. But if that was intentional, well done. That's the most subtle way of saying something unsubtly in a subtle way. That's perfection there, Scotty. Actually, perfection, dude. I'm so glad I got that. I'm so glad I got that because that is funny on about 5 layers. Oh, bro. Scotty, crack me up, man. Holy crap. Sorry, Muppet crap. Oh, no, that's even worse. Oh, no. Why can't I get it right? I can't. Sorry, I can't. I'm useless. I'm a hopeless blasphemer. Man. I've got some soap in the bathroom. I'll go scrub out my mouth after this. Levitius, mate, how you doing, dude? What's been going on, bro? How's things been going? All right, I got fucking cold tires again. I don't really want to go out, but we'll go out because why not?
Low tire pressure, stay clear of the curbs.
Oh yeah, no worries. I haven't been on one of yours in ages, Liam, bro. What have you been up to, man? What's been the haps? Have you been doing something that's keeping you busy, or I see a lot of more Modern Warfare 2 is probably happening. Not C, I assume a lot of more Modern Warfare 2. Oh, the load shedding. Ah, right, yes, I have seen your tweets, mate. Bloody hell. That's a disaster for you guys. I mean, how are you supposed to be consistent with all that? You can't, really, can you? Well, when are you next streaming, Liam? Oh, thank goodness. Actually, I totally forgot as well. So Liam had a surge through his computer. It totally turned off. But you've got it fixed and the PC is fine. That's really good news, mate. UPS works well? Good, yeah. The power protector and the UPS thing all combined should keep it nice and safe from now on, bro. I'm just really glad it didn't fry anything else inside the computer. Is that ever going to end, dude? No, the load shedding in South Africa is probably a problem for a while, unfortunately. Unless, Liam, you think that there's some improvement to be made. Kind of late, no? Oh, yeah. Bit wide there. Gonna lose some time on the exit. Nearly lost that there. PCS 2, yeah, I need to be a little bit more careful. And through there as well. It's a bit silly. How? I think I braked too late on that one. I did, didn't I? Yeah. Alright, overheating rear left. That's alright, most of this should be fine without it. Yeah, the government will take the money and the private companies don't want to change because they can charge huge amounts of money. And of course, yeah, that's just unfortunately, I think, yeah. That's really, really unfortunate, Liam, because that means that at the end of the day, you're just constantly having your stream time interrupted, you know? Yeah, and you're taking this stuff pretty, really seriously, which is fantastic. So, you know, you're the one person in, at least that I know, in SA that should have power as much as possible. I mean, frankly, the fact is that at the end of the day, you know, our generation really, the expectation is that we have access to internet as a basic right. And that means the power needs to be on as much as possible, so, yeah. But look, there's so much going on in that country, I can't even begin to comment, Liam. You're out of SA soon? Oh, really? Okay. Some plans that have been in for a while? Something like that? don't know why I'm driving like crap right now, guys. So I got a PlayStation 5, Scotty. PlayStation 5, just the basic white chunky one. But this is the PlayStation 4 version of Assetto Corsa, so that we can host our 24/7 lobby. Yeah, honestly, Liam, the GT7 update, Thursday, man. I'm going to be streaming. I imagine you'll be streaming as well. Let's hold the lobby together, test out whatever new cars come through. The hypercar announcement as well. Apparently there's 5 cars, 3 in the picture, 1 25th anniversary one hypercar. The track has been rumored for ages now, so it's either Road Atlanta or it's Grand Valley. Grand Valley or Road Atlanta is the current. This is what it might be. And yeah, a couple of days, and we've got the maintenance mode. So that plus GT World Series. It's quite a busy weekend. True, yeah. So if you do have load shedding, that will absolutely suck, bro. That will absolutely suck. Well, if you have load shedding and you've still got some form of internet, feel free to tune into my stream because I will be covering it. So you have to wait and see. Somewhere in the Mediterranean, Europe. Good call. You need this EU passport. Yeah, I mean you've got Italian heritage, right? Am I right in saying that? Pisanello and all the Italian stuff that you generally tell me about. So can you get nice? You can. Okay, excellent. And they're still part of the EU, so actually a very strong passport. My friend, who's in the UK at the moment, has dealt with getting visas and passports from the Italian government. And he said it's very, very slow because they are often eating pasta or doing something other than the immigration thing. So he said apparently it took him something like up to a year to get his passport. I don't know how. Yes and yes. Okay, there you go. It's verified. The Italian embassy are super, super lazy. I mean, you know, they're off on their breaks, having their lunch times for 2 hours, having 3 months off a year. I would just about kill to live in Scandinavia. Oh yeah, Norway especially. I mean, those countries are beautiful, right? Hey, look, you know, worst comes to worst, folks. Whoops. Worst comes to worst, folks. Let's go and move in with Namers, and we can just bully him more, all right? When you set this lobby up, did you make the track green? What do you mean? You mean green in terms of fresh? It's fresh from the beginning of practice, yes. Ah. Still got an oversteer problem on the out. Corner exit with oversteer problem is not a great problem to have, I'll be honest. Namers was on your stream last night. Nice. Yeah, he's got his sleeping rotation apparently a little bit better in order for him, so he's not able to come to as many of my streams. So I'm glad he's able to come into yours. That's good. You think you can set the track to green, which means high traction? As in like, okay, I didn't see any settings like that, Scotty, because everything's on like a config file that I have to do. It's like a JSON config file. Set the track to green. I don't remember seeing the values for it, so it might be hidden under another setting. I will take a look. When you say high traction, do you mean high grip? Because like a green track would be one that isn't rubbered in, whereas one that's been driven on a lot will be more rubbered in. But no, Scotty, if I haven't seen the setting, then I won't have changed it, so I don't know what that is. Oh, good idea. Honestly, I'm starting to lose concentration because I'm actually tired as hell. Not 100. Sorry, Scotty. I'm not sure if I'm understanding you, mate. Sorry. We'll investigate? Okay. Sounds good, mate. Sounds good. Yeah, if you can let me know, that will really help out, and then I can go and figure out the settings for it in the server. Yeah, folks, I think we're going to start rounding it out, because we've been on for a couple of hours now. We've got 9 people on stream now. 8 people on stream now. Excellent. Well, welcome in, everyone. Lovely to see you all. Liam, it has been a long time, mate. I'll try and drop it. I'll try and drop in on your next stream, mate. But I hope the daily racing has been going good. The grind in GD7 still going strong, mate. Still happy with everything that's happening in the game. Hello, brakes. My pedals are stuffed. That's all right. We're sorting that problem out. You've been playing quite a bit of COD this month? Yep. Won't be the case forever, just having fun. Yeah, well, that's the important thing. Yeah, bro, my brakes, dude. Like, this is full, that's full brake. You can see the little corner there? That's nowhere near the, I have to step through it to get full brake. I have to step through it. The bracket's actually bent, unfortunately, on the brakes. So my brakes are stuffed. It's not a sensor issue. The brakes do not have a sensor issue. The bracket is actually bent so that the pedal literally goes beyond its 100% point. And the sensor seems to have shifted according to that. So unless my foot is actually all the way through, it doesn't do it. So have I done anything to my pedals? I've broken them. I think that's fairly true. It's the same with my accelerator, except the accelerator, the sensor is stuffed on it. So I can't always go 100% at the moment. And on top of that, wheel loose and the flappy paddles are stopping. They're not actually working as well. So the whole wheel and situation is not great at the moment. And I have a little announcement on that I will quickly get to soon, because, well, like I said, I'm going to start wrapping up the stream today. I've got a little announcement. I've been talking about it earlier on in the stream, how I've got some options around what to do. But there is a timing aspect involved, and in addition to that, I have been saving up a little bit of money as well. Why does everyone's G29 keep breaking? Yours are still okay. Yeah, I don't know, Liam. Maybe you've just treated them better. Maybe you've had fewer moments where you've stuck your foot through the brake thing so hard that, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I'm 90 kilograms and I'm 2 meters tall, and when I hit a brake pedal hard, if I'm in a panic moment, I will crush it quite easily. I'm a big dude. I've got a lot of weight behind me. Not saying that you're weak by any means. I'm just saying that maybe you've treated your brakes with more respect than others like me who've been learning and hammering that poor thing to absolute, in this case, death. So I don't know. I think it might be that. It might be that. And also you got to think of, like, G29's an entry-level wheel, so when you're learning and when you're newer to it, or you're not learning as fast, or you're not quite as naturally skilled, you're going to do things that are going to break the kit more at the end of the day. Simple as that. So I have an announcement to make, so I will get to that in just a moment. Because I do want to tell you all the decision that I've made. So like I said, I've got some options around it. Unfortunately, it's just going to take too long to get the sensors in, and I don't have the ability to rebuild the metal bracket and the plastic around it. So the brake is done. I don't want to switch to using the clutch. It doesn't feel good. I've tried it already. It didn't feel good. Just the way the brake moves, it's just wrong. Would like some clarity into this matter. Is current green something that shouldn't be used anymore for realistic starting conditions? With fast, everything feels very grippy, even with cold tires. Oh, okay. So where do you see the green versus realistic? Because I know one thing for sure. When you join this lobby, the things that you see on the track there, they are your single player settings. Yeah, no worries, Levitius. Well, hopefully you'll be sticking around for you'll be able to hear at least hear the announcement. But nonetheless, thank you for dropping in, bro. I will drop into one of your streams soon. I hope everything's going well, mate. Take care over there. And don't let the load shedding get you down, mate. As much as possible. I can't do that properly on stream. At some point, I'll get like a filter. Or maybe like a little bit of light. I don't know. I can't do it. Hang in there, dude. Hang in there. Look, at the end of the day, I can just imagine you with the Thrustmaster you're getting. You've got the rig. You know, you just need to get out of South Africa and get somewhere where you got consistent power. And I just can't even imagine where you're going to go, mate. It's unbelievable. Track safe fast, which is perfect. I got confused. I see. Sorry, I just seen it. I just seen it right here. It's right there. Oh, hold on. It's right there, isn't it? That's it right there, Scotty, isn't it? That's the one right there. Yeah, the wheel is on hold. Oh, the wheel's on hold. That's a shame. Even if you get the wheel. Well, look, at the end of the day, dude, the fact that you're as fast as you are on the G29, in your situation, honestly, from my perspective, dude, you've just got to pat yourself on the back because, I can't do any of that. I'd love to be able to do that. I'd love to be as quick as you. I'd love to be as race savvy as you as well. So, look, at the end of the day, I think it's, when you're closer to the top, the bottom looks a little bit fuzzy. Everything looks the same. I can tell you from where I am on the mountain, you're doing incredible, man. You just got to keep it going. Fight your way through it. You'll become better for it. You'll learn more lessons along the way. And at the end of the day, things will only get better, mate. That's my hope, at least, for you. Yeah, you see it now? Yeah, that's it there. Yeah, so I honestly had no idea about that. Sorry. So okay, so let me read your thing. With fast, everything feels grippy, even with cold tires. Yes. Okay, so I can explain this. The track being green means that no one's driven on it in a long time. So the track condition, in terms of the rubber that's been put down on the racing line, is very minimal. So you don't get any extra grip. You just get, like, it's like you're driving at a track for the first time. No one's driven it before. There's no rubber on the surface at all. There's no grip on the racing line. It's like the same as driving outside the racing line in a wet situation. A fast track is one that's been rubbered in. I think that's the official term, rubbered in, even though it sounds really, really rude. Popcorn, control yourself. Control yourself. Okay, good. Control yourself, Popcorn. I can see the things, the triggers flipping in your head. They're flipping in mine. Control yourself. Control yourself. Okay. So the track's been rubbered in. Been surf. Oh, okay, no, I was. Yeah, okay. Control. Very funny, but just control. Breathe. Okay. Since the track's been rubbered in, that's what the fast track means. So other cars have been simulated driving there. There's rubber on the racing line. Stop it, Popcorn. Go get rubbered. Oh, yeah. You just need to rub it in a bit, man. There's a couple of ways to have a time on track, and both of them involve rubber. Fuck. Ah, man, just open the fucking floodgates. Fuck it. Come on, bring your best rubber jokes. Let's see them. I mean, look, the fact is that we're about 1,000 miles away from the level that Chad Rice gets to. At the end of the day, anything that's even a few miles away from Chad Rice is probably totally normal. So every kind of rubber, man. The thin rubber, the thick rubber, the bony rubber. No, I mean the soft tires, medium tires, hard tires. Slicks versus graded tires. Yeah. Oh, Scotty, you did that on purpose, didn't you? You knew my mind would go straight there, and I fell right into it. I love that we have this. This is great. This is like distributed comedy. It's like you can redeem channel points for ribbed rubber. Yeah. That's I haven't tried a ribbed one before. All right, that's on YouTube now. Hi, Mum. Hi, Dad. Look, at least I'm doing this as a 31-year-old. I can get away with it, right? Like if I was 20 years old and I was doing that, that might be a problem. That might be a little problem. But I'm 31 years old. I'm old enough now not to give a fuck about that. So, you just double down on it. I mean, that's correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Is my summary correct? The process of aging, cheese or otherwise, it generally involves a sort of a lessening of the amount of fucks you give about it. Nice. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for telling me. The one thing about having battery-powered setup is I do fear like just like at some point someone's not going to tell me, and I'll just be like talking at myself for like hours. There's someone lurking, just being like, "Should I tell him?" Or is it more funny just to sit here knowing that this guy is making no sound and yet he's just miming? He's just miming everything at the camera. Static. It's only because it's zoomed in and it's running 60 frames a second. So, unfortunately, when you crank up the frame rate on these cameras, unfortunately the thing drops a little bit. But also, yes, you're right. It does go a bit staticky when I'm not in the frame because it's got a bunch of background camera lens stuff going on, all that kind of crap to make it look good. Took a while to set that up as well. I tell you, it took a while to set up. It really did. Where did you get those batteries from? Dude, these batteries are seriously cool. Hold on, let me show you these. These are seriously cool. So these batteries are USB powered. I kid you not. These are USB, sorry, not USB powered. They are, oh, Scotty, right, no, okay, right, yeah, you smutty-minded man. And it has nothing with me getting up from the seat, okay? It's got nothing to do with me getting out of the seat to get new batteries. They're actually down... They're underneath the desk. That's the right word. They're underneath the desk. They're charging. They were charging. Those batteries came from nowhere, Scotty. Get your mind out of the gutter. I can't really blame you, though, because our minds were solidly in the gutter for about half an hour there. So, fair enough. But these are cool. These are cool. Okay. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, you see that? You see that? That's literally, that is a micro USB port. And I kid you not, I charge these babies up every night. Just charge them up. They blink until they're charged and they go solid. Then they're charged. I forgot that I did a 6-hour stream with these, which meant they only had like a couple of hours in it. I know, Popcorn. I know. I was like, you know, I was like, I am not going to buy a battery-powered solution to audio unless I can have batteries that I can charge efficiently. No one is, hopefully, Scotty. Oh, man. I just want, at some point, I want to have a bunch of kids come into the stream just so they're really confused about what we're talking about, and it's all just insinuation. You know, maybe they'll get it. I don't know. Kids smart like that these days. When I was under 15, I only knew the word, the F word, really. The fudge it word, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, that's how these work. They are fantastic. And they've got about 10 hours of charge on them as well. So you charge them up overnight. You take them out. You plug them in. Dude, honestly, the insinuation. Oh, man. The innuendo here. We need to rapidly move on. Okay? Because we're going to be rapidly stuck in a pretty smutty place otherwise if we're not careful. So, yeah. It's sort of like an evil Mr. Burns kind of thing at the end of the day, isn't it? Sort of like a... You know what? Fuck it. I'm allowing it. I've added the you see this, guys? I've added a permitted term. The word vibrator is now permitted. I think in a driving context, having the word vibrator be allowed in chat makes sense. Man, what a vibrator that car is. You're going, yeah, this thing fucking shakes like crazy. Vibrator would be more concerning. Yes, that's very true. Maybe I shouldn't have allowed this. Yo, where did the batteries come from? Oh, dude. All right, I'm ending stream before this gets any worse. That's it. Cut. Cut. That is it. All right, you smutty-minded individuals. I love you all to bits. That's absolutely hilarious. You've put a big smile on my face today. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Nice chill stream. Oh, I've got a big announcement to make. All right, big announcement, and then we're going to basically clock off for the evening. I'm not going to go raid anyone tonight. We're just going to keep it chill, keep it in-house, you know, that sort of stuff. The big announcements, folks, is this. I have bought a Logitech DD Pro that I definitely can't afford. But I have bought it. I have bought it. I went for it. We've got a DD Pro on the way with the pedal set as well. This is going to be a bit of a stretch for me for a long time. So this is a big investment for me. I've got to, you know, got some financial stuff I've got to do around it. But I think it's just worth it. It's a long-term investment. It's something I've wanted for a while. At the end of the day, I think we need it. The gear is just starting to fail. And on top of all that, it's a really good bit of kit. So for me, it's the right time. I have put an order in as well. So I was talking to you guys earlier in the day, suggesting that I hadn't made up my mind yet. I kind of already had, and kind of acted on it a little bit as well. In terms of when that arrives, it's within the next week. So in the next week, I'll be doing an unboxing for the DD Pro, both the wheel set and the pedals. And we'll be doing an installation stream as well. So I'm going to broadcast that out to you guys. You get to join in the excitement. I can't kind of tell you how excited I am. It's going to be really, really cool. You know, do I necessarily deserve to have a wheel this good? No, I'm not that great at sim race at the end of the day. I can admit that. But I think I deserve to have some good gear. And when it's, you know, financially savvy to do so, I figured like I'm going to go for it. So I want to bring you guys along on that journey so you can vicariously experience it all with me here, and we'll do the full setup and everything kind of stream. So thank you, Scotty. Thank you, Popcorn. Thank you, Revs. Need to have it to kick. Need to have it to kick ass. Yeah, well, no. At the end of the day, you don't need anything more than a controller to kick ass. I think we all learned that. But if you're gonna kick ass, you might as well do it with some fucking style. You know, a full-on Christopher Lloyd, the Doc from Back to the Future. You made it. Look, I figure if you're gonna go back in time, you might as well do it in some style. Oh, Elagido, welcome, welcome, welcome. Lovely to hear from you. Welcome to chat. Thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. The right gear is the one that makes you want to use it. I couldn't agree with you more, Elagido. That is a very, very good bit of truth. Look, at the end of the day, I'm very fortunate. I have a well-paying job, so I'm able to, and I'm single, so I'm able to engage in some of that. Now, there are lots of people who are not as fortunate. Making the best of what you've got is a skill on its own. My hat's off to everyone who's doing that, right? But yes, Elagido, I couldn't agree more. A bit of gear that makes you want to engage, makes you want to go and actually do it. With a double D, Scotty, mate, you have been one after the fucking other with these jokes, and they are on point, dude. Honestly, the innuendos off the chain. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Keep it up. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Popcorn. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. So like I said, in the next 4 to 7 days, we'll do an unboxing, we'll do a demonstration, and we'll get it all installed and have some fun with it. That should be good. So that's the big announcement for the stream. Obviously, this weekend, we've got the Endurance Season 1, Race 1 starting. Rebs, I saw your question. Sorry, I'm not ignoring you. The actual stream music actually ended. That's so funny. Well, let's go back to chatting, because I'm probably going to end up chatting for ages. Actually, I'm not. Wow. Yeah, my brain is all sorts of everywhere today. Sorry, folks. All right. The track this Sunday for the endurance race, we're 90 minutes. We're at Monza with the chicane. Not Monza without the chicane. We are Monza with the chicane. In the Group 2 cars. So basically, get your GTR out. Get your GTR out. Head to Monza with the chicane. 90 minutes there, and it's dry conditions in daytime. Daytime, dry conditions, so not a cloud in the sky. No weather, no dynamic weather, etc., etc. 4 times tires, 6 times fuel. 4 times tires, 6 times fuel. Revs, I'll have all the details coming out very, very soon on the Discord. And on top of that, I will hold a lobby for us as well to get some practice in. It might not be until Sunday. If that's the case, I'll set up a quick lobby for everyone to copy the settings, okay? So I'll let you guys know shortly about all of that. And then each following week on the Monday, Tuesday, I'll present to you guys the information about the next race. So it's all there so you guys can go and practice, etc., etc. I don't want to leave you guys out there in the rain suffering. Although at Spa I do, that's race 4. So I guess I don't want to leave you under a bridge starving. There we go. It's a better metaphor for it. Scotty, you are anything but innocent in every other way, I suppose. Is that a compliment? I think it is. I don't even know at this point. Once you get deep enough into it, you just go, you know what, if I'm insulting people, I just don't even know at this point, but you know, we just got to go with it, right? Welcome to the life of being a comedian, I think. Not that I'm one, but I think that's probably what you end up with. You kind of just got to go with it until something really hit the fan, you know, that you did or said. Then you got to take a look at yourself as a comedian. But I think other than that, the boundaries are pretty unclear. for that. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about the industry that is comedians and their professionalism. That is an entirely superfluous conversation. So I will switch back to the music now for our actual outro. Guys, it's been a pleasure. I've really enjoyed it. We will be back on Thursday for the big GT7 patch. Thursday on the big GT7 patch. Well, depending, Scotty, on the comedian, you're absolutely right, mate. What boundaries? Yeah, Jimmy Carr, no boundaries. Among others, right? There's the music kicking in properly. I want to do this properly, but we'll just ad lib it for now. Like I said, folks, I'll see you guys on Thursday for the GT7 patch. I'll be streaming it all the way from downtime right up until it launches, and a couple of hours after that as well. Friday we'll be streaming again, and then of course Race 1 Endurance Series Season 1 starting this Sunday on GT7. So, folks, have a fantastic evening, and I will see you all next time. Stay safe, take care, and we'll see you a little bit later. Bye-bye, guys.